Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
And good morning, up to Tuesday, August 15th, the Ides of August. I'm Ray Collins. Jacqueline's off today. John Scalzi now has details of the first alert forecast. Good morning, John. Good morning to you, Ray. Starting off very similar to yesterday, I think. I don't know if you got out and about and did anything out of doors yesterday, but oh my, was it hot in the afternoon. Even though the air temperature was only 91 for a daytime high, which is pretty typical for this time of year. The problem is that we had that temperature, or close to it, hour after hour, 4 hours in a row of close to 90-degree temperature yesterday because we didn't have any of those cooling showers around to help break the heat in the afternoon. And that's sort of the same thing that we have in line for us again today. Taking a look at the satellite view, well, there's just not a whole lot of cloud cover around, a lot of high pressure, again, out in Gulf waters. A smattering, we'll call it a smattering, that's a technical term, Ray, a smattering of showers out there in Gulf waters, a few of them close to shore, but certainly nothing that's very heavy, nothing that's really going to bother your commute this morning. If you get a shower, it'll be a passing brief shower. Best chance of rain for coastal residents will probably be close to lunchtime or thereabouts, and then everything shifts well inland as we head into the hottest part of the day, into the afternoon, with daytime highs again today, topping out near 90. Complete forecast coming up in a few. All right, time for first alert traffic now. A smattering of cars on 301 northbound. Thank you, John, as you head toward downtown Bradenton. Otherwise, pretty clear so far this morning. Farther south into Sarasota, a few issues there. You saw one on 301 southbound from University down toward Fruitville. Also, the Bayfront has some issues, and Fruitville out toward Honore, toward the interstate, and Clark away from 75. South County all clear at 5:02 on your Tuesday morning. Our top story, an effort to help Florida's convicted felons regain their right to vote. The American Civil Liberties Union is investing millions of dollars into a campaign hoping to end Florida's so-called felon disenfranchisement law. Our Jess Dowdrick is live now from the Sarasota County Courthouse. Jess, good morning.
Good morning, Ray. ACLU is investing $5 million and a substantial amount of activist resources to the cause. The goal is to get 1 million Floridian signatures on their petition, and if they do, it'll be up to Florida voters to decide whether or not convicted felons should get their right to vote back after serving their time. Right now in the state of Florida, any convicted felon is permanently stripped of his or her voting rights. Florida is one of only 3 states to do this. It's estimated that more than 1.6 million Florida residents have lost their right to vote. The American Civil Liberties Union, or ACLU, is hoping to put an end to it. If ACLU gets 1 million signatures on their petition, a voter restoration amendment will be added to the November 2018 ballot. If passed by Florida voters, it would mean convicted felons would get their right to vote back after serving their time. That includes parole or probation. Now, for those convicted of murder or any felony sexual offense, the clemency process would be much stronger.
We've been talking about it for a very long time, and this is not the first time we've actually been involved in this effort. It's just the first time that we've been able to pour so much money into this campaign, and we think that the time is right. We think that the majority of Floridians agree with us. It's the time to give somebody a second chance and say, yes, you've served your time. You can now participate and reacclimate yourself into society.
If ACLU does get the amount of signatures that they need and this amendment is added to the ballot would need 60% of voters to pass it in order for it to change the Constitution. Now, it would then go into effect before the next presidential election. Reporting live in Sarasota, Jess Dowdrick, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thank you, Jess. Other news now, parts of the #1 beach in the country was defaced over the weekend. Vandals spray-painted graffiti on numerous walls around the pavilion area of Siesta Beach. They spray-painted words such as Orlando, hip-hop, and O-Town Forever, among many other words. County officials say the vandalism happened at sometime Friday night between 11 p.m. and 4 a.m. Crews from Sarasota County quickly spray-painted the graffiti over and cleaned up the walls by Sunday afternoon.
It is disappointing, but we do plan for things like this to happen, unfortunately. It's just unfortunate that you have, situations like that, especially in areas like Florida, where it's very beautiful. It's like paradise out here. And, you get unfortunate events like that, which kind of makes it look a little worse out here.
Now, there are no surveillance cameras in that area, so finding the vandals may not be easy. New details on a former Manatee County Sheriff's deputy now facing a battery charge. 39-year-old Stephen Buckle was arrested by Venice police for an incident last week. Well, here's what happened. They say a 17-year-old girl told officers that Buckle approached her while she was on the beach in Venice and that he kissed her and grabbed her repeatedly without her consent. Police say that Buckle also sent her numerous text messages. Buckle has since resigned from the Manatee County Sheriff's Office. He had worked there for nearly 5 years. New developments involving a hit and run that left a man seriously injured last April in downtown Sarasota. Police are charging Devon Watts of Sarasota with failing to stop at a crash involving serious bodily injury. They say he was involved in an incident on April 11th at the intersection of North Pineapple Avenue and First Street. There's the truck. Police say Watts was driving the pickup truck and hit Orion Weir of Sarasota and then drove off. Weir is still recovering. Up to day 2 of school back in Sarasota County, and some schools are dealing now with more students than they expected. Both Venice Middle and High School have at least 60 more students than leaders projected there. These schools are doing all they can to accommodate the extra students. Venice High School freshmen had their orientation yesterday, and the rest of the students will take part in back-to-school assemblies later this week.
It still sets a tone for the expectations of our school and the culture that we want them to exist in.
Venice Middle School is still partly under construction, but administrators are making sure it won't interfere with students. Going from summer back to school overnight can be a very abrupt transition for some parents and students. I talked to a local mother, a local father, and a second grader about the fast transition. Is it tough to get the kids out of the summer mode and back into the school mode each year?
Is it tough for them or for me? I think it's tough for everybody.
Lauren Haney has a unique perspective. Not only is she a single mom raising a little boy and a little girl, she's also a middle school math teacher. So just in case it's not hard enough to get her own kids excited about school, she has to motivate a classroom of pre-teenagers.
Well, I work with middle schoolers, so every day is hard to get them ramped up in the morning. But with younger kids, I think most of them are excited to be back.
And that includes her own son, who is looking forward to second grade. What's your favorite part about going back to school?
I get to learn more.
Really? What's your favorite subject?
Science.
And as for Lauren's 5-year-old daughter, she still has other priorities.
I love climbing.
Meantime, over by the swing set, Father Matt Merkel has his own routine for keeping kids on schedule. He says it starts with getting himself ready first.
Get up early and try to get their lunch packed and get some stuff done before they get out of bed, because as soon as they get out of bed, they take all your attention.
It all makes perfect sense to Lauren. It's just easier said than done as summer and all its habits come to an abrupt stop for now.
You know, we've been used to staying up later, staying up later, sleeping in a little bit more, having a lounging morning. So yeah, it's going to be tougher to get back. It's tougher to get back into that routine.
And this morning, of course, is day 2. One of the issues that's percolated in Sarasota County schools is the issue of transgender restrooms. The issue was brought up over the past year by a transgender student at Pineview. That school changed its policy to be more accommodating, but the district has not made a district-wide policy. We asked the school superintendent, Todd Bowden, yesterday if the district is now considering a blanket policy or leaving the decisions up to individual schools.
Our policy is currently unchanged. Those decisions are made at the school level. What we've told our principals is we want to do the right thing for individual students. There is a group working on the issue, so you may see a change in policy. Certainly it's something that will return to the board. So there's been a work group, and they've looked at, how do we deal with those issues? Does it require a district level response, or is that something we should continue to address on the individual student and school level?
So as you heard at this point, it doesn't appear there'll be a district-wide policy anytime soon. Good news for Punta Gorda Airport. Passenger traffic is taking off again. The airport saw more than 116,000 passengers last month. That's a 10% increase compared to July of 2016. In fact, this is the 45th consecutive month the airport has seen an increase. Part of that is due to the increase of Allegiant Air flights out of Punta Gorda. And one of Venice's most popular restaurants will be closed for a week. Sharky's on the Pier is undergoing some renovations. It'll be closed until Wednesday, August 23rd. The owners are updating the outdoor restrooms and replacing them with air-conditioned facilities. The restaurant next door to Sharky's, Finn's, will still be open for lunch and dinner during the closure. Happening today, the Manatee and Sarasota State Colleges of Florida are hosting a Welcome Back Bash that's open to the public as well. The event will feature music, food, campus tours, and giveaways with the chance to win free or discounted book and tuition waivers. Students will also have the chance to buy books and supplies and get their IDs and parking passes as well. The Welcome Back Bash runs from 4 to 6 at both campuses. Well, I was driving back from lunch yesterday and I saw some skies off to the west for a change. That looked really ominous.
You texted me.
Yeah, I didn't get a picture in time though.
Yeah, it was some pretty dark skies out there out in Gulf waters. There were a few storms that were pretty intense. Didn't get a lot over land, unfortunately. You know, it'd be nice to break the heat a little bit, but we didn't get a whole lot.
No, not yesterday.
No, there really wasn't. And I think today's going to be very similar. We probably won't see a whole lot of activity around. Got some drier air. But boy, the tropics are active.
Are they?
Yeah, there are. And there's one in particular that I think we need to be watching 4 or 5 days down the road. We'll take a look at that coming up in just a few.
All right, John also still had the latest in Suncoast First Alert traffic, and our Linda Carson takes us into the life and struggles of two special Suncoast couples in the latest edition of A Place We Call Home. And next half hour, President Trump speaks out again against Charlottesville white supremacists, but for some that's still not enough. A story at 5:33.
I witnessed him have 2 heart attacks in ICU. He went through seizures.
We'd much rather have Aaron like this than dead. A lot of parents don't have that luxury.
He can't talk. He can't walk. This is a condition Aaron will live with for the rest of his life because he abused prescription pills.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
When you want to get away from it all, to a place where you can do everything, or nothing at all, surrounded by natural beauty and all the modern amenities you might desire, then you'll want to be here at the Wanna Be Inn on the beautiful shores of Manasota Key, Florida. To plan your escape, log on to wannabeinn.com.
The kitchen is where life happens. Manasota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today.
You studied hard, went to college, and achieved your dream, but it turned into a financial nightmare. If you have federal student loans and you'd like to reduce your payments, get more time, or have your loans completely eliminated, then we have good news. With one call to Student Loan Relief Services, you can find support and guidance. We've already helped thousands of people, and we can help you too. If you have $10,000 or more in federal student loans, you can qualify for payment extensions, payment reductions, or you may qualify to have your federal student loan completely forgiven. Call Student Loan Relief Services now to find out about your options. Take control of your finances and get out from under this burden. One of our student loan experts has the answers to your questions and great solutions to ease your financial burden. We're here for you. Call Student Loan Relief Services now.
Call 800-759-0203, 800-759-0203.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Boy, take a look at this. Already at this hour, 83 degrees. Dew point value at 74. That is a warm, steamy start to the morning. And that's probably going to be the case for the next several mornings. I think a lot of blue sky out there, though. Not a lot in the way of any kind of cloud cover around. When the sun comes up, it's going to be a mostly sunny start to the day. We'll have 78 degrees in Mayac, Arcadia. Wauchula coming in at 77. Parrish at 78. So is Bradenton. Lakewood Ranch, you've got 79. You got 79 in Northport as well. You have 79 in Punta Gorda, 82 in Inglewood and in Venice, and 85 degrees. 85 degrees at Longboat Key already this morning. So a few scattered showers have been out in Gulf waters, even a pop or two of lightning down around the Fort Myers region, but just not a lot of activity. You know, you get this kind of showery activity in Gulf waters with a westerly wind. And that's tending to be what we have again today, a westerly wind, and certainly a sea breeze will start early, aided by that general westerly flow. And that's going to take most of the showery activity and put it into inland areas later in the afternoon. Right now, one lone shower popping up down to the south around the Inglewood area. But aside from that, you'll notice yesterday, as we put the map into motion, but there's the one shower in Inglewood. The best chance of rain came early on, and by 2 or 3 o'clock, everything was inland and out of here on a trek that took it toward the other coastline. That will be exactly the same scenario again today. Best chance of rain around lunchtime along the coastline, and then by 2 o'clock or so, everything will have moved inland. High pressure, the dominant weather feature for us once again today. That high pressure ridge will slip a little bit further to the south over the next 24 hours, and that will again bring us a more directly westerly wind. We'll have that westerly wind with us for probably 3 days or so until we finally start to build in a bit of high pressure out in the Atlantic, which will bring our winds out of a more southeasterly direction. This kind of a wind, pretty typical at this time of year. About 30% of the time we get a westerly wind. The rest of the time we get that southeasterly wind. So mostly dry with only isolated showers, lots of sunshine, and an active tropics, by the way. We'll take a look at that in just a second. So through the morning hours, a chance of rain along the coast, then everything drifts into inland areas. We've got some drier air in place aloft, and that will tend to kind of reduce rain chances a bit. So there's Gert, now a hurricane, the second hurricane of the season, and we have 2 other systems that we continue to monitor. 60% chance of development for this one, and that's one we'll have to watch. Gert, now a Category 1 hurricane with 75-mile-an-hour winds. Again, no threat to anyone. It's on a course that carries it out into the open waters of the Atlantic, so we're just not too terribly worried about that, unless you're a swimmer along the mid-Atlantic coastline, in which case rip currents will be a problem. 30% chance of showers for the next couple of days, increasing rain chances by the weekend. Back to you.
All right, thank you, John. Time now for our first alert traffic. And nothing much to alert you about right now in Manatee County, all quiet. Farther south, we'll see an issue there. Let's see, that is on the North Bridge from Siesta Key back to the mainland. That's where the big sharp turn at Heigl is, heading back towards Siesta Drive. A little slow down there. It's a strange time of day for that. And farther south, not much to report at 5:18 on your Tuesday morning. Our Linda Carson now introduces us to 2 couples who survived difficult times, then used what they learned to improve the lives of others right here on the Suncoast in this week's edition of A Place We Call Home.
No matter how beautiful a place is, it's still the people that make it a great place to call home. And that's certainly true for the members of the aphasia support group.
Aphasia is actually a language disorder that is commonly caused from a stroke, but can also be caused from a brain injury.
The support group is made up of people who've had strokes and brain injuries and their caregivers. Erica Boyle and her husband started dating in 2000, not long after he had a stroke.
A massive stroke at age 39. It was from a dissected carotid artery, which means a piece of the artery broke away and flapped over and blocked the artery so that no blood was getting to the brain.
He almost died.
He was left in a wheelchair, completely paralyzed on the right side, and lost all his speech. And the loss of speech is called aphasia.
2 years later, they got married, then found an aphasia support group just starting up at Sarasota Memorial. There they met Diane and Bob. Bob had also had a stroke.
He was 51 years old,
and we actually were on our way to our daughter's graduation in Philadelphia, and he woke up in the morning and fell on the floor, and it was a stroke.
He had lost his speech and was paralyzed. When the aphasia group at Sarasota Memorial ended, Diane and Erica started the Suncoast Aphasia Support Group on their own.
We plan events, we plan tons of outings, restaurants, we're all about food. Restaurants, baseball games, picnics, Christmas parties. Socialization is very, very important for people with aphasia because it's a very isolating disorder.
Diane says the group means everything to her husband.
It means everything. It means the close group that he can be with. He can talk to people with aphasia, so he does not have any trepidation about not talking or not speaking right or having somebody look at him funny. And anytime he's with all of them, he's really, really happy.
Tom is also improving.
He eventually got out of the wheelchair. He wears a brace, it's called an AFO, that helps him to walk. And his speech has really, really come a long way.
And they say for them, the Suncoast Aphasia Group makes this a great place to call home. The Suncoast Aphasia Support Group always welcomes new members with open arms. They meet the first Monday of every month at Doctors Hospital. For more information, go to suncoastaphasiasupportgroup.com. Linda Carson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Great people there and some great love stories within that as well. Thank you, Linda. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast. We'll tell you about a new study that suggests binge watching leads to poorer sleep quality and increased insomnia. And at 5:30, we'll go live back to Sarasota County Courthouse for an update on the ACLU's efforts to restore voting rights for convicted felons.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I'm creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah, yeah.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Attention! Royal Seas Cruises has just announced their deal of the day, a $99 Caribbean cruise for 2 people. This amazing cruise deal to the Bahamas is only available to the first 500 callers who register in your area today. So get ready to write down this number and act fast. We know that the best type of traveler is a repeat guest, so we're offering this $99 Caribbean cruise to prove it. That's $99 per couple, including your stateroom, all your delicious meals, full spa, live entertainment, 3 kids clubs, and more. Come see why we were voted one of the top 10 best overall cruises by Cruise Critic. We're so sure you'll enjoy yourself and become a repeat customer that you're getting this deal of the day for the unbelievable low price of just $99 per couple. But you've got to act fast. Pick up the phone and be one of the first 500 callers to take the Caribbean cruise of a lifetime for just $99 per couple. Call right now or log on to royalcruisenow.com.
Call 800-906-0489.
Explore amazing merchants on the Suncoast. Find great prices, products, and services. Go to mysuncoast.com to buy local today.
A couple of back-to-school pictures to show you this morning. First off, this is Cooper and Carter Brzezinski of Sarasota County. Some great parents of them. We both know their parents. They work here. And lovely people and nice young boys right there. We also have one more picture to show you today of Ashton and Bella Wood, longtime viewers of our show. So we'd love to get your pictures and see you getting set to go back to school here. Here's the way you can contact us. We've got a social media page we're going to show you shortly on Facebook. We all have individual addresses. There it is. You can send it my way at facebook.com/Ray Collins, ABC 7. And I'd love to get your picture on TV, or to Jacqueline or John as well. John's got some great weather spots on there. You can read his page and hear all about different issues involving meteorology. We're back now at 5:24 on your Tuesday morning. A new study is showing how streaming services are affecting our sleep. ABC's Candace Gibson and Diane Macedo have details.
In today's Tech Bites, watching TV shows and sleep deprivation.
A new study links binging on streaming services with poorer sleep quality, more fatigue, and bouts of insomnia. The study also found that men binge less frequently than women. Researchers surveyed more than 400 adults between the ages of 18 and 25.
Tesla has unveiled a tiny house powered entirely by solar panels. It's taking it on a road trip around Australia, towed by one of its own Model X cars.
The company is using the tiny house to show off its energy products. And we have visual proof a smartphone can survive a 1,000-foot fall. There it goes. A man was recording with his Galaxy S5 from a plane over Kentucky when the phone slipped.
It landed in some bushes and sat there still recording for about 7 minutes when two men finally found it. And guess what? They returned it to its owner. No damage.
I wonder what sort of protective case that had.
Those are your Tech Bites.
Tech Bites, brought to you by Sherwin-Williams Paint.
Knock out your sinus symptoms with Vicks Sinex. The ultrafine mist starts working instantly to deliver up to 12 hours of get fast relief with Vicks Sinex.
Can I have a peanut butter sandwich? Can Charlie have one too?
Charlie can have one too. One for Charlie.
What's wrong? Charlie took a bite.
Feed his imagination with a fresh roasted peanut taste he loves. Where there's Jif, there's love.
This is an important announcement. If you're between 50 and 85 and worried about your loved ones, you can still get affordable life insurance for peace of mind.
My life insurance coverage is guaranteed, and I was not required to get a medical exam.
I had high blood pressure and diabetes, and I got my coverage with one telephone call. No exam necessary.
I'm a smoker, and I wanted to take care of my family. I called to get my life insurance and my affairs in order. I wanted to do the right thing.
Call Final Expense No Exam Insurance. Your rates are guaranteed and will never increase.
I called and learned that this insurance cannot be canceled even if you get sick or gain weight.
And there are no restrictions on how my beneficiaries use the money when I'm gone.
Approval was easy and the price was right. I wanted to do this for my children.
Call 800-738-9812. 800-738-9812.
I'm calling in regards about my mother, and I'm here, and I just want to thank you because it saved my mother's life yesterday. And I'd like to know the names of the people that came in and saved her so I could call and thank them. And she's doing fine. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you.
When you fall and cannot get up, an accident can turn into a tragedy. But with Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast. Life Alert saves a person from a catastrophe every 10 minutes.
Life Alert is a lifesaver. If it weren't for Life Alert, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-652-3012. That's 1-800-652-3012. Call now 1-800-652-3012. For a free brochure, call 1-800-652-3012.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Once you get atrial fibrillation, you need to have a very close relationship with your primary doctor. Prevention is the whole ball game here, because once you have a stroke, you can't undo it. A year without stroke, it's a year that you can enjoy doing the things that you've worked all your life to finally get to do. You took care of yourself. You did what is necessary for you to be around one more year. And then next year, we'll celebrate one more year without a stroke.
Start your day with a new Good Morning Suncoast team. Weekdays starting at 5 a.m. on ABC 7. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
This half hour on Good Morning Suncoast, should convicted felons regain the right to vote? We'll have a live report from the Sarasota County Courthouse. Plus, an apparent gang-related shooting in Wisconsin ends in the death of 3 men. We'll tell you what happened. And a gas grill explodes inside this car in Orlando. Those stories and more right now on Good Morning Suncoast.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
And a pleasant good morning to you. It is Tuesday, August the 15th. I'm Ray Collins. Up to 5:30 now. Jacqueline Matter is off today. We've got John Scalzi in the First Alert Weather Center. And John, we've got the hot weather, but not the usual summertime showers like you often see.
No, we really don't. We have some drier air that's kind of filtered in that limits the number of showers that develop. And a westerly wind generally takes those showers that do develop and pushes them into inland areas away from the coastline, away from the populated areas as we head into the afternoon. So you don't get those refreshing afternoon showers that kind of break the heat just a little bit. So it'll be hour after hour of close to 90-degree temperature again this afternoon. And there is only about a 20 to 30% chance of showers near the coastline until about noon or 2 o'clock. Thereafter, it's all about inland shower activity. Titan radar not showing much in the way of rainfall around currently. One little area of drizzle near Inglewood. That's about it. Our daytime high today tops out warm, coming in near the 90 mark. We'll have the complete forecast details, including a pretty active tropics right now, coming up in just a few, Ray.
All right, John, talk to you soon. Checking First Alert traffic now in Manatee County. Seeing some buildup now on 301 northbound as you head towards State Road 70. Checking farther south now into Sarasota County. We'll see a couple issues there on 301 in either direction around Newtown. Also 41 northbound around 10th. Nothing else there besides just a little Bayfront blip. Farther south now on the final map we'll show you this morning, nothing much to report at 5:32 on your Tuesday morning. Well, indeed, one big issue right now going on in the nation began this past weekend in Virginia. President Trump will start the day in his Manhattan penthouse for the first time since taking office, but he still faces loud backlash in the wake of the deadly chaos spawned by a white nationalist rally in Charlottesville over the weekend. ABC's Emily Raw has the latest.
More than 1,000 demonstrators lined the sidewalks around Trump Tower Monday, hours before President Trump's expected arrival. No KKK, no fascist USA. Scores of police worked to keep the Manhattan streets clear, and as night fell, the protesters remained, marching and chanting with a message for the president. Nearly 48 hours after that car plowed into a group of people in Charlottesville, President Trump finally condemning white supremacy groups by name.
Racism is evil, and those who cause violence in its name are criminals and thugs, including the KKK, neo-Nazis, white supremacists, and other hate groups that are repugnant to everything we hold dear as Americans.
But it took 2 days of intense pressure after his first statement seemed to spread the blame.
And violence on many sides, on many sides.
Even the president's Republican allies calling him out.
Call this white supremacism, this white nationalism evil, and let the country hear it, let the world hear it. It's something that needs to come from the Oval Office, and this White House needs to do it today.
The criticism building as tension simmers in Charlottesville.
Nazis go! Get the hell out of here!
White nationalists again gathering and counter-protesters making their voices heard from the scene of the crime in Charlottesville to right outside the president's own door.
That this is what America looks like!
President Trump has tweeted that it's good to be home. He also retweeted a prominent conspiracy theorist overnight, commenting on the lack of media outrage over gun violence in Chicago. Emily Rao, ABC News, Washington.
In response to the violence in Charlottesville, 3 CEOs are stepping down from President Trump's Manufacturing Council. The head of pharma giant Merck, Ken Frazier, was the first to quit on Monday after criticizing Trump's initial failure to condemn specific hate groups. After that, Under Armour founder and CEO Kevin Plank said in a tweet, "There is no place for racism or discrimination in the world." He then stepped down from the council on Monday afternoon. And later, Intel CEO Brian Kranich released a statement saying he wished to call attention to the serious harm our divided political climate is causing to critical issues. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un is now toning down his rhetoric regarding any attack on Guam. North Korean state media reported that their leader made his decision not to fire on Guam after a session with his top military advisors. The report also said that he would continue to watch the U.S. before making any decision, indicating the North Korean leader could still change his mind. This apparent pause comes after North Korea threatened the island last week in response to UN-imposed sanctions on the nation. President Trump spoke with the Japanese Prime Minister by phone about North Korea's threats. The White House says that the president reaffirmed that the U.S. stands ready to defend and respond to any threat or actions taken by North Korea. Japan's Prime Minister said his top priority is stopping North Korea from launching missiles at Guam. He said preventing the strike will only be possible with cooperation from the entire world, including, he mentioned, South Korea, China, and Russia. Developing now overnight, we've got this story for you, an effort to help Florida's convicted felons regain their right to vote. The American Civil Liberties Union is investing millions of dollars now into a campaign. Our Jess Dowdrick joins us now live from the Sarasota County Courthouse with details of this recent effort. Jess?
Good morning, Ray. ACLU is investing $5 million and a lot of activist resources to the cause. The goal is to get 1 million signatures on a petition. And if they do, it'll be up to Florida voters to decide whether or not convicted felons should get his or her right to vote back after filling their sentence. Right now in the state of Florida, any convicted felon is permanently stripped of his or her voting rights. Florida is one of only 3 states to do this. It's estimated that more than 1.6 million Florida residents have lost their right to vote. The American Civil Liberties Union, or ACLU, is hoping to put an end to it. If ACLU gets 1 million signatures on their petition, a voter restoration amendment will be added to the November 2018 ballot. If passed by Florida voters, it would mean convicted felons would get their right to vote back after serving their time, including parole or probation. For those convicted of murder or any felony sexual offense, the clemency process would be much stricter.
These are low-level crimes. These are not violent crimes, and I think that's important to point out, that people who commit violent crimes, this does not impact them. They won't get the right to vote. This is only for people who have committed felonies that, you know, it could be as you know, bad check writing or whatever. It doesn't have to be something that they can't come back from.
If this amendment does make the ballot, it will need support from 60% of voters in order to change the Constitution. And if that does happen, that law will go into effect before the next presidential election. Reporting live in Sarasota, Jess Dowdrick, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thank you, Jess. Developing overnight now, 2 U.S. service members were killed in Iraq during counterterrorism operations on Sunday. 5 others suffered non-life-threatening injuries. The troops were part of an international coalition fighting ISIS in Iraq since 2014. The military said the incident is under investigation and there's no indication that ISIS was responsible. A fatal shooting left 3 people dead at a drag racing event in Wisconsin. Police believe it was gang-related. They say the killer likely targeted the 3 men, and this was not a random act of violence. The victims are all believed to be gang members, and a high-ranking gang member is believed to be the father of one of the victims. No other injuries reported, and the search continues for the killer. A follow-up now on a controversial issue in Florida. The state Supreme Court has agreed to the first execution in over a year in the Sunshine State. The court ruled 6-1 that the state can go ahead with the execution of a Mark Assay of Jacksonville next week. He's convicted of killing 2 people back in 1987 in Jacksonville. This would be the state's first execution in 18 months. His original date was put on hold last year after the U.S. Supreme Court found the state's death penalty was unconstitutional. The execution is now set for a week from Thursday. A Confederate statue in Gainesville has been taken off county administration property. The statue was there for more than 100 years, put up by the Daughters of the Confederacy back in 1904. Well, that same group is now paying to take it down. One Gainesville commissioner says he's glad to see the city is turning the page on this chapter, but others say it's not offensive and it honors the dead.
It represents the war, and it shouldn't have to bother anybody personally.
As a citizen of the community, I'm glad that we've thought better of something we probably should have dealt with many decades ago.
Gainesville police commended the community for keeping the peace and not letting the removal become a riot. A couple's car exploded in a bizarre chain of events in Orlando. Look at that. Police say the man and woman had just left a barbecue at the fairgrounds. They packed up their gas grill inside their red Kia, but forgot to close the propane valve. It was still connected. She lit a cigarette, and the tank exploded. It shattered the vehicle's windows and forced the driver from the road, obviously. Crashed into a pole. Medics took the couple to Orlando Regional Medical Center with burns, but they are expected to be okay. Rip currents became a hazard for swimmers off the Florida Panhandle. Ocean conditions were rough yesterday, but over the weekend, the Bay County Sheriff's Office responded to 22 calls of swimmers in distress, and the Panama City Beach Police answered 23 calls. Now, if you find yourself trapped in a rip current here on the Suncoast, memorize this. It's best to swim parallel to the shore and not try to fight it. SpaceX now doing research at the International Space Station. An unmanned Falcon 9 rocket lifted off from Kennedy Space Center yesterday, and most of the 6,400 pounds of cargo is made up of experiments, including 20 mice also on board. It's also doubling as an ice cream truck. There was extra freezer space, so NASA packed some ice cream for the crew of 6. SpaceX later successfully launched, or I should say landed the booster back at the Cape for the 14th time. I can't picture those mice wearing spacesuits, can you?
Little mice spacesuits.
Yeah.
What do they get out? They'll have to bring Terminex up there, you know, or one of those companies.
That's right.
Yeah. Anyway.
So 90 today again.
Yeah.
This will happen in the middle of August.
It sure will.
Yeah.
On a regular basis.
Yes.
But it's kind of unusual not to get a lot of rainfall around, and that's going to be the case today. You know, not much around. We will, however, be monitoring very closely some active tropical activity. We'll talk about that in a second.
Okay, interesting. Also ahead, the latest in Suncoast First Alert traffic, and finding new ways to exercise in this summer heat can be difficult. A closer look at some water workouts you can try up next in Health Smart.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I am creating a job. I am Goodwill, yeah, yeah.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
This is important news for women who were administered chemotherapy intravenously for breast cancer and then suffered permanent hair loss. Some women administered the breast cancer chemotherapy drug Taxotere have suffered from permanent hair loss on scalp, eyebrows, and eyelashes. If you suffered permanent hair loss after chemotherapy for breast cancer, call the law offices of Davis & Crump right now to find out if you are eligible for a cash award and medical expenses. Call now. Operators are standing by.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee County since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Attention blood thinner users. Thousands of blood thinner users may have been exposed to serious risk by these dangerous medications. If your loved one took Xarelto or Pradaxa and suffered serious internal bleeding, call right now. Call Nightline Legal to speak with an experienced attorney for a free consultation. If we don't win, there is no fee. There are time deadlines to file a claim, so don't wait. Call right now.
Call 1-800-554-3987. Again, that's 1-800-554-3987.
Hi, I'm Joan London with A Place for Mom. Over the years, we've helped thousands of families find senior care, and today's senior living communities have never been better. With amazing amenities like movie theaters, exercise rooms and swimming pools, public cafes, bars and bistros, even pet care services. And nobody understands your options like the advisors at A Place for Mom. These are local expert advisors that will partner with you to find the perfect place and determine the right level of care, whether that's just a helping hand or full-time memory care. Best of all, it's a free service. Call today. A Place for Mom. You know your family, we know senior living. Together, we'll make the right choice.
Call A Place for Mom right now to get our free ebook on financing senior care, as well as a free referral for senior living communities in your area. Call 1-800-290-0352. That's 1-800-290-0352.
All right, checking first alert traffic right now. We'll see some buildup on 301 in both directions around State Road 70. Otherwise, all clear in Manatee County. Farther south now into Sarasota County, we'll see little problems there. Around the 41-301 apex there, the fork in the road, also around the bayfront there, some issues around the sailor and nurse statue, perhaps some vacationers in town. Farther south now, we'll check that, and we'll see a little buildup southbound on 41, just south of Business 41, heading towards South Venice. Otherwise, all clear at 5:46 on your Tuesday morning. Time now for First Alert Weather.
First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Thank you, Ray. Looking at some warm temperatures outside right now. Look at that, 83 degrees already at this hour. A dew point value coming in at 74, making it feel kind of steamy out there. Calm winds currently, but those winds will be shifting. They'll be shifting out of the west as we head into the mid-morning hours. 79 degrees in Parrish, Myakka, 78, and Wauchula, Arcadia at 78. 80 degrees in Northport, 83 in Inglewood, Venice, 86 degrees already at Longboat Key. So obviously we're heading for a pretty steamy afternoon if you have 86 degrees when you wake up. We are looking at a couple of showers down to the south of us, mostly around Lee County, but just not a whole lot across our region. Your morning commute is going to be okay in terms of any kind of weather. Maybe on the ride home, there might be some issues in inland areas, but even then, by that late in the day, most of the showery activity is going to be along the spine of the state and east of that, actually. So right now, everything is pretty quiet. We had one lone shower moving through Inglewood that's kind of falling apart. Yesterday, we had some bigger storms pop up around the noontime hour and then move inland. As we headed into the evening, there just was no activity to be seen anywhere, so pretty quiet conditions. High pressure is the dominant weather feature for us, and that has helped bring in some drier air. That and Gert located now a Category 1 hurricane, actually the second Category 1 hurricane of the season. There's some dry air around the periphery of this storm, and the circulation, the general circulation, combined with this high pressure ridge's circulation, has taken some of that dry air and kind of planted it right over the center part of the state of Florida, over us. And it's dry air aloft, not at the surface. The surface air is still plenty moist and humid, but aloft, the air is a little drier, and that's kind of limited the number of storms that we get just a bit. Little area of low pressure rippling along a stalled frontal boundary to our north, should stay there, not a problem. High pressure sinks a little further south, brings us this westerly wind, pushes the showers toward the other coast. Those are the weather highlights for today. Mostly sunny skies with only isolated showers, lots of sunshine, and active tropics. The showers build along the coast first, and then they all move toward the other coast as we head into the afternoon. Tomorrow we'll probably do it all over again with a few scattered showers near the coast. Forecast calling for not much rain chance over the next couple of days. 20-30%, that's it. As we head into the weekend, we'll boost up those rain chances just a bit. Back to you, Ray.
All right, thank you, John. In this morning's Health Smart, whether you want to beat the heat that John just referenced or change up your exercise routine, water workouts can provide a variety of benefits. Kim Hutcherson shares some ideas in today's Health Minute.
Working out in the pool can improve strength, flexibility, and cardiovascular health. According to the CDC, people report enjoying water-based exercises more than working out on land, and they say they can exercise longer without joint or muscle pain. Water provides more resistance than air, so exercises performed in a pool provide a more intense workout with less risk of injury. The CDC says water-based exercise also improves mental health, and it's good for people with chronic diseases like arthritis or osteoporosis. Many facilities offer aquatic exercise classes, but if that seems too complicated, you can always just swim. Half an hour doing a front crawl at an easy pace burns about 250 calories, depending on your weight. If you aren't an experienced swimmer, start out with 5 to 10 minute sessions, adding minutes as you build stamina. Vary strokes to keep things interesting and work out different muscles. But you don't even have to swim or take a class to get the benefits of aquatic exercise. Simply jogging in place in the shallow end can provide a great workout that's easy on the joints while staying cool in the pool. For today's Health Minute, I'm Kim Hutcherson.
I know many doctors love those water workouts for patients. Still heading Good Morning Suncoast, we'll update the day's top local news headlines. And these officers are going to go for a synchronized swim, all for a good cause. We'll have more about this viral video when we come back.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
When you want to get away from it all, to a place where you can do everything, or nothing at all, surrounded by natural beauty and all the modern amenities you might desire, then you'll want to be here at the Wanna Be Inn on the beautiful shores of Manasota Key, Florida. To plan your escape, log on to wannabein.com.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
What if you had a medical emergency away from home?
My chest hurts. I can't breathe.
What you need is Mobile Help, America's premier mobile medical alert system. Most systems only work at home, but with Mobile Help, you get help outside the home with coverage nationwide on one of the largest cellular networks at the press of a button. Call the number on your screen for a free full-color brochure. We'll send you everything you need, including this base station, the patented mobile device, and the waterproof pendant and wrist button. You can also add the fall button that automatically detects falls and signals help. Call today and receive a risk-free 30-day trial. There is no equipment to buy and no long-term contract. For a limited time, you will also receive a free emergency key box with your plan purchase. Remember, Mobile Help keeps you safe coast to coast.
Call 1-800-916-8638. That's 1-800-916-8638.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Watch ABC7 wherever you are. Just search ABC7 on your streaming device to keep up with the Suncoast from the comfort of your couch. Download ABC7 now to watch us on TV anytime you want. ABC7, we're here for you wherever you are.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Pretty shot there from Old Main Street in downtown Bradenton. Beautiful little road there. Plenty of good shops and restaurants. 5:54 now on your Tuesday. Here are some of the top stories we're following this morning on the Suncoast. Sarasota County looking for the vandals who defaced the Siesta Key Pavilion over the weekend. Some of the words made reference to hip-hop and Orlando. The state Supreme Court cleared the way for the first execution in Florida in 18 months. A Jacksonville man who killed 2 people will be put to death next week. And passenger traffic at the airport in Punta Gorda has gone up for 45 consecutive months. Last month alone, 116,000 passengers used the airport in Charlotte County. Finally, these policemen posted this viral Facebook video of their synchronized swimming routine. This is the Arlington Police in Northern Virginia, hoping to promote their upcoming block party. I think they did it. They also hope to shine a more positive light on their officers. They might not be the best at swimming with grace and coordination. The officers practiced this stunt over the course of several days, and hopefully they'll draw more attention to the block party with this little stunt.
Okay, that's hysterical. That is absolutely wonderful.
Having some fun in Northern Virginia.
Yep.
Love it.
Yep, and beating the heat probably as well.
Yes, good idea here on the Suncoast as well today, up to 90 again.
Yeah.
We'll have more of John's First Alert forecast, traffic, and also local news headlines and a live report as well from downtown Sarasota after this. Stay with us.